Be ready. 5 seconds. The subject for today's discussion is of great importance, of course, not only for our country, but also for the whole world. You remember that yesterday, when this bill was taken up for consideration, the minister with open heart had stated that because most of the opposition's seats are vacant, I would like to have a discussion where opposition also takes part in the deliberation, and without opposition's participation, passing of a bill is not the intent of the government. That is the reason why the bill was deferred and it has been taken up today. But I am sorry to see that the opposition members are still in the well and they are not considering to listen to what other members are saying. As I was saying, Antarctica is the white continent of the world, and it is the fifth largest continent of our Earth. It has very inclement weather, and as the minister has very rightly said, it goes up from -10 to -30 degree during winter, and at times during summer certain parts are also fully covered under ice. Antarctica has an area of around 14 million square kilometers and is known to be the fifth largest continent. Around 98% of the geographical area is covered by ice, which is about 1.6 kilometer thick. About 90% of the total ice of the Earth is found in Antarctica. As it is completely covered with ice, it is also called the White Continent. Sir, I would also like to mention here that it has a short history of last 140 years. For a long time, Antarctica represented the last great frontier of human exploration. Ships first explored the boundaries of the White Continent on sea voyages. By the beginning of the 20th century, some were beginning to venture into Antarctica's unforgiving climate. Before long, the race to the South Pole, as it was stated, began. Key competitors included some of history's greatest explorers: Roald Amundsen, Robert Falcon Scott, Edward Adrian Wilson, and Ernest Shackleton all competed in the race to the South Pole. Roald Amundsen's expedition team became the first to reach the South Pole on 15th December 1911, and his team was the first to return hale and hearty to the civilized world. Sir, I would like to mention here that the ice sheet of Antarctica is the single largest piece of ice on Earth. The ice increases from about 3 million square kilometers at the end of summer to around 19 square kilometers in winter. As my predecessor speaker mentioning about global warming, this is the incident which we should be aware of. Small island countries in Pacific and also in Indian Ocean are in great danger if the ice of the South Pole melts. The ice of Antarctica is a great wealth for the whole humankind. Sir, Antarctica is also home to a number of mountain summits with altitude of more than 4,500 meters. The Transantarctic Mountains divide the continent into eastern and western regions. Under the ice sheet is a giant peninsula and archipelago of mountainous islands known as Lesser Antarctica or West Antarctica. East Antarctica is composed of older igneous and metamorphic rocks. West Antarctica is made up of younger volcanic and sedimentary rocks. Antarctica is considered a desert, the largest desert on Earth. In fact, it is the coldest, windiest, and driest of the 7 continents. Here, I would like to mention that the surrounding Southern Ocean, however, is one of the most biologically diverse marine areas on the planet. The upwelling that occurs here allows plankton and algae to flourish. This in turn attracts an abundance of fish, which creates the perfect feeding ground for the larger fish and marine mammals. Blue, fin, humpback, minke, and sperm whales are abundant in Antarctica. Antarctica is home to several seal species, including leopard seals, one of the most aggressive of all marine predators. This 400-kilogram apex predator feeds mostly on penguins and fish. This is the natural habitat of Antarctica, and to protect this habitat, it is necessary that we also become a party to the United Nations Agreement, about which the Minister has just now mentioned. Sir, this bill aims at promoting Antarctica as a natural reserve that is devoted to science and peace, and to ensure that Antarctica does not become the scene of international discord. That is the basic purpose for which this bill is being introduced, and I believe, cutting across party lines, everybody should support this bill. India maintains 2 research stations in Antarctica, Maitri since 1989 and Bharati since 2012, and has launched 41 expeditions to the continent so far. The Antarctica Treaty was signed in Washington, D.C. on the first day of December 1959. India signed the Antarctica Treaty on 19th August 1983 and received consultative status on the 12th September 1983. The treaty covers the area south of 60-degree latitude and 27 countries, of which some names have already been mentioned by the Minister. There is a need for the law. While India has been sending expeditions to Antarctica for the last 40 years, these expeditions have been circumscribed by international law. This bill now puts into place a comprehensive list of regulations related to Antarctica for scientific expeditions as well as for individuals, companies, and tourists. This reminds me of what the DRDO has done. The bio-toilets that are being used in most of the trains today were actually explored by our scientists in DRDO, which were put into experiment in Antarctica. That is the direct effect which the scientific exploration has made, and it is necessary. I need not go into the key features of the bill, but here I would like to mention that this is a necessity not only for our country but also for the whole world. We will become a part of the greater brotherhood, the international brotherhood, and therefore I believe that Everybody should support this bill wholeheartedly.